Okay folks, this is another one that we've done lately. I've been a bit low on cash, so I haven't been able to do any op shopping, so I've just been scratching around the house trying to find stuff, but I knew I was going to use this anyway. Anyway, it's something interesting. I'll soon find out what it is. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here confirmation piece of paper. It is to do with having my first and my second Pfizer jab for COVID-19. So we'll just show you just quickly, without being too quick, what this is. So this is the confirmation sheet that you get printed out when you sign up. When you make the appointments, they get you to print it out. So I'm going to use that, and we're going to make it into an interesting piece. We're just going to make a master copy because it's all bent, and you use this to get your position to get the jab. So you get a barcode, not a barcode, you get a QR code, which I did in my last demo set. It tells you what place to go to. They call them pods. So I went to pod 1 for my second dose, and yeah. Now that looks really nice. You can see the colours. The print is a lot better now, so we'll just quickly run it over again. But basically, it's important that as many of us as possible get the jab, because coronavirus isn't going to stop just by constantly signing in and wearing masks and all that sort of shit. I mean, we've got to basically treat the problem and basically that means getting vaccinated. And I know there's a lot of people, I know people have died on occasion, but basically as I see it, it's safer than getting in a car. Every day we put our lives at risk when we jump in a motor vehicle, or get on a motorbike or a scooter. We put our lives at risk anyway. So we have to kill this disease, and the only way to do it is through mass vaccination. So I made my contribution to the push. Let's see how we go. Yeah, that looks interesting. Wondering if we're going to leave it like that, or we're going to make it another. That looks really nice there, that QR code. But yeah, I do believe that we've got to get vaxxed en masse. Otherwise, we're never going to see the end of this disease. I mean, look what's happened in Melbourne, folks, in recent times. Having to go back to wearing masks, not just indoors but outdoors, which wouldn't be very good on a hot summer's day. But that's how bad the disease is, and that's how we currently control it, is through these suppression methods that really are really bad for the economy, as well as for your psychological functioning. Having to constantly pull up stumps and having to go home, not being able to go to work because you can't deal with this dreadful disease. That looks really quite interesting, this. So I think we can use this one. But yeah, we can only suppress the illness so much that, you know, it becomes a real pain in the ass trying to keep suppressing and suppressing, trying to keep fighting and fighting and knowing you can't go very far. Because, you know, we don't want to have to stay landlocked in our country, Australia, just because we can't travel overseas because of COVID fears, and around the world is the same as well. So the only way to keep this disease in check, we don't want, you know, it just takes one person to start an avalanche. And basically, look at the Melbourne example in recent times, all these clusters breaking out. We can't stop it just by constantly moving around and trying to suppress the illness. We've got to go beyond that. That looks really quite interesting, actually. I mean, there's always risks in everything, just like jumping in a car or on a bike. We've got to basically weigh up, do we really want to keep running away from this disease and trying to suppress it? And then in one false move, and then suddenly an avalanche of cases suddenly pops up in a cluster. We don't want that. We can't have that. You know, look at India. Look what happened to India. You know, they're not getting vaccinated, from what I can tell. I haven't heard anything on the news about pushes for vaccination in India. So use India as an example, folks. Look at the mess it's in. I mean, seriously. And that variant that they have, the Delta variant, look what it has done. You know, we can't fucking keep running from this disease forever. We've got to fight it, and that is to take the vaccine whenever you become eligible. So we don't want lockdowns, we don't want masks, so we have to just take the jab. Roll our sleeves up and take it, folks. That's how I see it. That's the only way long term we're going to have control over this disease, or diseases, because there's so many different types of this shit. This is a bit curly, folks, sorry. And the sun's shining on the bed. Anyway, that's come up looking quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.